Today is the day. I'm going to crack on with this 999 and today I'm going to ride it. One way or another, today I'm going to ride it. It's not going to be finished. Motorcycles are never really finished. But I've got all the parts I needed to finally get it back together, assemble it and go and ride it. So I'm excited for the workshop bit, but I'm particularly excited to hear this thing go up the road. So bodywork on, a few little nibbly bits, go and do a brap noise. Yes! So before I can get excited and put the panels on, there's a couple of little bits of wiring that needs sorting out. If you remember when we first took this bike apart, it had a quick shifter, a gear indicator, a few other bits on it, with a load of auxiliary wiring, which I don't want on there anymore. So I'm just tracing those wires back, disconnecting them, making sure anything that was like an interrupt wire or a bypass wire is restored to how it should be. And then we can clip all the wiring back to the frame. I'm going to change that oil pipe because it's kinked, and then bodywork on and go. On the home straight. Go through the loom, sorted that out as best I can, and now I'm just fiddling with the Airbox tubes to get them back on. Actually, this is the bit I'm not that keen on because there's loads of these big slabs of plastic and stuff, which aren't my favourite bits of the bike. It goes from being quite clear and empty to suddenly quite complicated and everything, not complicated, but messy and everything covered up, which I'm not so keen on. Look, carbon fibre things going back on. Now we're talking. Now we are talking. Now is the exciting bit. This is our box of bodywork from China. We spoke to quite a few people who have actually used these kits and said they're all right. They're not perfect, but for the money, they are really, really good. So I'm excited to actually get this stuff fitted up to the bike. There's a few minor paint blemishes, but there's obviously a fair amount of assembling to go as well. So it's going to be a case of get it all out, Lego it all together, identify which bits we do and don't need. That's the V piece in the front. I don't need that because I've got a nice carbon fibre one. It's pretty complete, the kit. Like, it came with a big box of fixings, all of the little like the captivated nuts, every little trim and bracket and panel. I've not found anything missing, and I found a lot more than I expected to be in here, which is cool. Right, I think that one must go on. You on that one? You that side? Looks like that side to me. Yeah. So you and you do it together. So let's not forget all this whole panel kit, including not the tank, but the seat, rear seat cover, screen, all these bits of trim. The whole lot was 350 quid, something like that. Under 400 quid, painted, ready to go. Like, you can see why people fit them. And no, it's absolutely not as nice as having original Ducati bodywork. Definitely not. I'd much rather have original, beautiful Ducati bodywork, or I'd rather have full fiberglass race bodywork painted perfectly. Like, both those options are good. Both those options are like 2 times the price. So for the money, absolute win. And in case you've forgotten how we got hold of these, we got them through the eBay My Garage system. So put the bike in, give it all the details, and then do a search, and it will come up with what parts fit your motorcycle. There's like a verified fitment scheme, so if you buy them, they're kind of guaranteed to fit the bike you put in. You need to use a little bit of clever search terms and stuff to make sure you get the right parts popping up. There's always a bit of thought involved in that stuff, but if you do it, it means you get that kind of security that the parts are going to fit the bike you've ordered them for. There's nothing more annoying than the parts turning up and being wrong. Come on, I just want to get this bit out. This is the nicest bit. There's the money shot. DUCATI. We're all looking forward to seeing that on the bike. Like we said, bodywork is good but not perfect. The little rubber well nuts for holding the screen in, there's not enough in the pack, and the holes in the screen were the wrong size, so just addressing that with my drill. So far I'm going to say it isn't bad, this bodywork. You've definitely got to do a bit of fettling. I don't think if you want to buy something that's going to be exactly like the standard bodywork and just fit with like no thought, no hassle at all, it's not the one to go for. But for the money, as I keep saying, I think it's worth it. I think a little bit of fettling and fine tuning and pushing and pulling around, mainly just to get all the panels to fit together nicely. For me, it's worth that, because then, yeah, saves a fortune. There's no two ways around it. It does save a fortune. But there's where that goes. All right, let me assemble those side panels then. To temper my previous excitement that they've sent me all the bolts I need to do it with, because what they've sent me is a tray of bolts. I think it's just a tray of bolts. They're not exactly the right bolts, they're just a tray of bolts. Some of them are useful, some of them are less so. But like, there's not the right numbers of bolts for the jobs I need to do on the bike, and so it is kind of, I think, just a bit of a random tray, which is helpful, but not as helpful as having exactly the right fixings would be. But again, if you're prepared to have a little bit of a fiddle and work it out, then it's possible. Oh. One side panel, much less smashed than the old ones. Chalk that up as a win. Put all the bodywork together, and we've sort of trial fitted a few pieces to try and make sure we've got some hope of getting it on. Yeah, this now should be our final assembly for the shakedown run, which is awesome. So we've got a bit of a game of guess the fastener, mainly because all the fasteners on the bike were so disgusting. I don't really want to use them again. So I've got a nice supply of stainless stuff. A few bits to juggle here, because you've got to get the mirrors on, the nose cone on, and all the bolts in the mirrors and the wires on the mirrors all at the same time. I reckon if I get it in these front two bolts, hopefully that'll work. So the cheeky little mirrors have a small like rubber gasket that goes on there, the wire comes through to stop them scratching and marking the bodywork and make them sit a bit nicer. I've only got one of them, bearing in mind the mirrors were smashed off when we got it. So I'm going to take the one I've got, find a bit of inner tube and cut it out, use that as a pattern. A little bit of MacGyvering, but hopefully that should get us going. Trimming up a bit of inner tube. It's pretty similar rubber, to be honest. I'm guessing at the DUCATI factory they had a big box of old inner tubes and they used to have a bloke cutting them up. Sounds about right to me. But yeah, this will do a nice little job of replacing the one that was on there. Like a Jurassic Park bit with the raptor in the window, isn't it? I think that's tight. Mirror. They are cool mirrors. They are worth the effort. Nose cone is on. Do a little bit of tweaking to the mirrors, but it's on, and it's together, which is exciting. Side panels. Have a little suss out. I think I've got everything in place now. Should just be a case getting the clips and the bolts in, and we're good to go. Zeus fastener on the back there, and it does look very nice. So I'm going to stick the other side on and see where that gets us. Whoa! Starting to look like a motorbike. It's quite satisfying. Right. It's done. I think we can do a skid. Yes. Now it's out in the light, it does look very good. I'm really pleased with it. I'm sort of standing here to hide the howler that this sticker's been stuck on wonky, which is kind of breaking my heart a bit, because actually the rest of it I'm super pleased with. It's totally livable. It's fine. It looks good. You park it outside and you can't help but look at it, which is the point of one of these. I am going to see if I can get that replaced, because the other side's fine. It's just this side they've got the decal wonky on, so either buff it back and take the decal off and re-lacquer it, or see if we can convince them to send us just this mid panel again. But I need the helmet on now. Now comes the good bit. Oh, the DUCATI lives! That is glorious. Oh, it sounds so good. This bike has been off the road way too long. And I actually never got to ride it before we took it apart, because it was pretty well smashed up. So to finally get it out on the road for a spin, oh, is good. Yes! I'm going to nip back to the house. I want to get it ridden up and down the road. I want to get it warm, but give everything a chance to bed in, and then get it back on the bench and have another proper going through. But it's quite hard to want to do that, because right now all I want to do is ride off up the mountain. Remember, there are no such things as ABS on this, so cold day, cold tyres, you've got to be careful. First wheelie back. Oh. That is good. So next time you see this bike, we'll have done our kind of final check over, got a few extra bits we wanted to fit, and just check everything was successful after this first run out. Then, racetrack time. Time for some track day action on a beautiful old DUCATI V-twin. I can't wait.